Hi everybody, welcome to this all divisions, tips, routes and suggestions video for the Hot Shots 9-hole cup. We are going to look at the overviews for each of the 9 holes. We're playing a full 9 of the Maple Bay in turn, and you'll see some arrows on the screen and suggested elevations. Please bear in mind we don't know what wind directions we're going to get regardless of division in the 9-hole cup, so these are only starting points and you will need to tweak according to what balls and wind direction and strength you will be dealing with throughout the week. If you're playing Pro and Expert, please check on the channel. We do have a Pro and Expert division playthrough from the second tee of all 9 holes, and we have drops on every single hole as well. So check out how can you pick up some extra shots and dominate the brackets in the 9-hole cup. That is a very good starting point as well. So get your pen and paper ready to take some preliminary notes on approaches in the Maple Bay. Let's get started. Par 4 to begin with, and we have 2 routes to choose from. Let's look at the black line first, which is the more common route for tour play. Still does have a chance of a drop, but the short iron shot is a little bit more complicated due to the bumpy fairway before the green. So with the drive, would be bouncing along the black line before the right hand of the fairway bunkers there, with plenty of top spin and a little bit of side spin to bounce over the bunker and roll down the fairway. We can use yardage notes with this approach. 10% elevation on the drive, however, in stronger tailwinds, would recommend that you go 20, just in case you have the risk otherwise of bouncing directly into the bunker with the extra tailwind push. That will leave you a mid-distance short iron there, 10% extra on that one, but like I said, the problem is avoiding the bumpy mound before the green, so I would suggest aiming slightly to the left of that and then playing with 2 or 3 bars of right spin. Play true club distance plus 10%. Alternative to that one, if you do fancy a rough bump, which I do think is a little bit better chance at dropping the eagle, will be on the left hand side, bouncing over once again with top spin, 10% extra on your drive. That will leave you a long iron for the rough bump, so the Grizzly would be the choice there for the accuracy and the ball guide. Just make sure if you are adjusting down into the sand that you compensate. You might want to add a little bit of a pull angle there just to compensate for the loss of elevation. But a very good chance with the rough bump. Might be one that you want a little practice on, to be honest, to get dialed in. But if you can grab an eagle to start the round here, it's going to be very good indeed. First of the par 5s here for the second hole, and only one route suggested here. Some people do play to the left, but the second shot is very, very difficult, to be honest. So for me, regardless of division that you're playing, driver with accuracy and ball guide is very good if you do have that. Obviously, the fairway is pretty narrow. So accuracy is good, but we do also need top spin, particularly in the higher divisions. But either way, we're going to be bouncing where the black cross is there, middle of that fairway, going with the top spin, and we want to aim as far as we can down there without reaching the rough, of course. If we do end up in the rough, chances of reaching the green are pretty slim because we are going to have to play, if we're on the fairway, with a wood club. So 10% extra there. The rock is very good if you got it in a high level, as is, of course, the quarterback. For rookie, going to be a very, very good choice there. Again, you will need some top spin though as well. And obviously higher up, we're going to need Thor's Hammer is very good here for the accuracy and the top spin in a higher level as well. Either way, power 3 ball minimum. Second shot, I would like to be playing with the sniper if I can, and we're going to be bouncing once again where the black cross is, 10% elevation, and the plan here is to bounce over the small patch of water, second bounce in the rough, and then using some top spin to roll out of the rough to the pin. It's a decent chance of an albatross here, providing the wind is in our favour. If we do have a really strong headwind, particularly expert and master, then I'm most likely going to be suggesting laying up with the second shot and just taking the eagle, and that's obviously going to the right, but using some left curl and left spin, try and get the ball to the fringe or to the top corner of the green and then roll back down towards the pin for an eagle putt. If we are dealing with, of course, a really strong headwind, then might have to go with a 180-yard wood club. But if we do have good wind, good chance for an albatross with a sniper on hole 2. First of the par 3s here then, and we've got 2 options here. Before we look at those, though, I will just mention There is also a rough bump that isn't shown top right of the bunker, which I do know a few people were playing in Rookie Division last time, so just want to mention that if you want to try it out. But the main routes here are shown, and that's the light blue cross, which is the bounce over shot, with the long iron, Rookie, Pro and Expert. Of course, Pro and Expert will be wanting the Grizzly there for the ball guide and the accuracy. And then also we do have the rough bump as well. With the rough bump, Pro and Expert are going to be played with the Sniper. Problem there, unless you've got side spin 4 or 5 ball, is that you will need to play with right curl, because even a side spin 3, you still have to use curl to get the ball guide anywhere near the pin with that one. If you're going for the long iron shot from a middle tee, between 2.5, 3.5 bars of backspin, something like that, maybe even 4 if you have strong tailwind, adjusting that one 20%. Also going to need some right spin as well. From third tee, this is going to be wood club, so I'm going to be looking at the Sniper, and again that is most likely going to be the bounce over there. Once again, play it 20% extra, but beware, you will need of course more backspin on that one as you're further away, and also the wind push will be a little bit more prominent due to having stronger winds, so there is a fairly hefty second bounce wind effect on this one. Beware in all divisions if you are adjusting down into the sand, or also down up into the bunker and the hill on the left of the diagram, because that will add some distance to your shot, or obviously if you're adjusting into the sand will reduce some. So beware on that one, might need to correct it a little bit with your adjustment there, but still pretty good chance for a hole in one. Hole 4 is where the fun really begins, especially if we've got any form of tailwind. If we do, we're going to have to shoot right over the bay with some power balls. Definitely going to eat a couple of berserkers, really, definitely in Pro, Expert and Master, to be honest. And that is going to be, depending on the wind strength, you may well need some overpower. It all depends, there's so many variables on that as to how much carry that you're going to get. But you just want to bounce where the blue cross is with some topspin between the bunkers and then roll out to the green. Hopefully you're going to be putting. If not, you're going to have a very makeable wedge. But I do feel in any form of tailwind, regardless of the division, just got to go for it, to be honest. If there is crosswind and you don't fancy going full blast, or indeed any form of headwind, we are going to have to go right side. Hopefully we can bounce over the bunker, unless of course you've got a really bad headwind from third tee, in which case go, of course, lay up where the red cross is. But if you don't and you can bounce over, go with top spin and left spin, hopefully some left curl as well. Bounce over there, 10% extra on the drive, and that is, regardless whether you bounce over or lay up, going to leave you a decent rough bump, to be honest. 0% I've put on the rough bump. However, the fairway that you can't see from the diagram does slope down from the top towards the tee. So the elevation could vary depending how much you roll down the slope. Obviously, if you stay up a little bit higher on the fairway, you may well need to play that second shot 10%. But either way, it's a very, very good chance for an eagle if we cannot go full blast, but be sure to have some berserkers ready if you need them. Hole number 5 then, we have a par 5 here. Let's talk about the black line first, which is going to be from the front tee for rookies. Go directly over there. If you don't have the power or the balls that you need to clear directly, then of course you can rough bump yourself out from front tee, because you're not going to have the curl to play white line, and actually you don't need to because you are nearer that second piece of fairway. Pro, Expert and Master are going to be the white line, and that is of course using curl with as much top spin as you can and 2 to 3 bars side spin to the left. Play the drive 10% elevation. We want to get as far down on that second piece of fairway as we can. For the second shot, all divisions, I would recommend a wood club with distance. So the big dog for rookie, big dog or Cataclysm for pro, and then obviously Expert and Master. Cataclysm is a very good shout indeed if you want to do the bounce over. 10% extra there. Make sure you are going to clear the rough and the sand and catch the slope on the top left corner of the green as we see on the diagram, and the ball will fall nicely down towards the pin. If we can reach directly, then there is a guardian shot here as well, obviously playing with a lot of backspin. So if you've got some options with the wood club, then it is very, very useful depending what wind we get. Of course, in Expert and Master, if we get a load of tailwind, it is going to be a case of going for a send it shot, stick the berserker on, go max topspin, max OP, bounce on that middle patch of fairway and try and get down there either for a grizzly, or if you're lucky, you might be in thorn range for a chance at an albatross on hole number 5. Now on to this interesting par 3, and there's lots of routes here, and if you are playing multiple divisions, you're going to have to know quite a few options here, because look at the tee boxes. The master tee there is set way out to the left, and of course even rookie, pro and expert have got slightly different angles of approach as well. Rookie division first, probably going to be the black line, really, due to club accuracy and ball guide, not going to be able to do the rough bump unless of course you're playing with advanced clubs. So that for me, for rookie, is just going to be bouncing where that shadow is on the red cross, and use the slope because the top right corner of the fairway and green does funnel down nicely to the area of the pin. It'll be hard to get a hole-in-one for rookie though. However, pro and expert, if you can go for the rough bump either with a tailwind or crosswind, use the sniper. That is going to be the way to go. 20% general elevation on this one. If you do have headwind from pro and expert, the rough bump is slightly tricky, so then I will be playing on either of the fairways to the left or the right, and either going for the bounce round and down or the bounce over with a load of right curl. Third tee, of course, is going to be a wood club in tailwind, but any form of headwind we are going to have to play with driver. So the quarterback is a good shout here, of course. Again, 20% general elevation, might need more from the third tee depending what the wind is doing. And third tee is bounce over in all winds, so that's the white line. So a few routes to have under your belt on this one. Very, very interesting hole. Okay, final par 4 then, hole number 7. 2 options really on the drive, however they do both lead to the same point or approximately the same area. Rookie, pro and expert hopefully going to be bouncing on the pad, which is the Blue Cross white line. 10% extra there. Go with some top spin and some left spin, and we want to get into short iron range for our second shot. If we cannot reach the pad, or if we have, for instance, headwind, particularly in expert but absolutely in master division, then we're going to have to bounce over instead and go with a load of curl. And that's the black line there bouncing where the red cross is. Again, we need max top spin, max side spin to the left with third tee. Again, play at 10% extra. Second shot going to be with the thorn or whatever short iron you do feel comfortable going with. 2 options here. You can attack the pin directly. That's probably going to be the case for rookies who will not have thorn level 8 or 9 with a good ball guide. But anything above rookie, you can either still go directly at the pin, or if you fancy it, you can play with a few bars of backspin and bounce up beyond the pin and then use the slope at the back of the green to roll down. I don't want to call it a funnel, but there's kind of a mini funnel, a little bit of a roll down. And you do have a little bit of a margin for error. 10% extra on the second shot, however. Third tee, when this was on Tour 11, a lot of the Tour 11 regulars played this at 20%, as it does take into consideration the extra wind push you're going to get on the second bounce. So if you are playing Master Division, you might want to go 15 or 20% on certain wind angles. But it is a very, very good chance of a drop. Some people will be tempted to go for a blast here with a Berserker, but there is a danger if you do not clear the water. You will end up obviously out of bounds, and that is not going to be ideal. So it's all up to you really whether you want to take the risk. However, for me, the thorn is a great chance at a drop, so that's the route I'm going to be going. Now we have the awkward island shootout, plus 35% general elevation for all tees. Does seem like a lot, but it is downhill to the first bounce, and then from there to the green it is downhill even more. So there is a hefty second bounce wind effect on this hole. Rookie division going to be the long iron here, and just be careful that you get the right combination of power ball and club, otherwise you may end up at max distance and not being able to adjust. So the Goliath is pretty good here. It will give you an extra bit of distance if you have it in a decent level. Pro and expert division, this one is obviously going to be with the sniper. And again, we want to bounce over in all cases. Just be mindful if we do adjust down off the island into the bunker, or even the bunker on the island itself, we will lose distance. So you may well need to push up a little bit to compensate. Master Division, either going to be wood club if you do have tailwind, but if any form of headwind, this is going to be the driver. And of course, in tournament play, we're going to have the luxury of being able to use the quarterback or the rock, which will of course make this slightly easier than we would with dealing with club switches in tour play scenario. So there is a chance of a drop here. However, it is important to get the spins right and to deal with the elevation. You're not going to see many drops on this, but if you don't know what you're doing, you may well end up in the sand on this one due to the downhill elevation. Now for the final par 5, once again we are going to need a power 3 ball here. Rookie division going to be playing out to the left due to not having enough curl on drivers. So 0% elevation on the drive, and we want to bounce over, probably going to have to take a couple of bounces with topspin and reach that small area of fairway there at the tip of the first black arrow. From there, 180 yard wood club is advisable for the second shot. We still have a bit of distance to cover. Play that one 10% and bounce where the red cross is with topspin so you do clear the rough and roll nicely onto the green. Pro, Expert and Master going to be playing it to the right in all winds. 0% again on the drive. We need a load of topspin and right spin, and you are also going to need right curl. Obviously it's good in tailwind. We can use the rock here for the curl and the accuracy, but obviously from third tee and also with crosswind or headwind, then we're going to have to go with a driver with distance. The Apocalypse, very, very useful if you have it because of the curl. Topspin and right spin, like I said, still needed, and a minimum power 3 ball. From there, if you have tailwind and you've gone far enough on the drive, you can get away with a sniper. And obviously there you will still reach. Very, very good chance for an albatross playing 10% elevation in tailwind. However, anything like level crosswind or any form of headwind, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. So we're going to have to go with the big dog or the cataclysm. Either way, bouncing where the blue cross is, using your topspin and just getting over to the green safely for the eagle. But all routes really do really necessitate that you are far enough on the drive. And if you do not get enough distance, you are going to struggle to reach with your second shot. Thank you for watching this video for the Hot Shots 9-hole Cup. Gentle reminder, do join us on Facebook, BK Golf Clash Facebook group. Get over there, search in your search bar and join. It is totally free. Nearly 10,000 members of all skill levels, posting shots, sharing tips as well, and there's plenty of free guides posted there as well for tournaments in general. So join in the discussion. But if you don't want to discuss stuff, then just head over there and check out the useful content that is posted by our lovely supportive members. Thank you for watching the video and good luck in the 9-hole Cup.